So, so the video is titled "How to Stop Yourself from Holding Yourself Back." What I discovered in the last days or some, it's actually trauma. Like when you think about it, the reason you couldn't do the things you wanted, to achieve the dreams, you go for them, live live a life of purpose, like it's because of your quote unquote chains of trauma, with this metaphor I use, chains of trauma. It's like being bonded to your safe self. Like for me, it was fear. It's like yeah, you're afraid of being judged. You're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of failure. You're afraid of success. There are many fears. So, but I believe there are many things you can in your past. For different people it's maybe different things, but if you really want to dig in your past and say why I am procrastinating, why I can't quit this, why I keep moving backwards even though I can move forward. Like for me, half a year ago, if I go to the gym, like let's say 5 times per week, then again next week I don't go, I'm feeling depressed, feel like shit, everything. It's like you need to understand these things, the things that hold you back, the chains, they're actually trauma. And nobody talks about that. They say like, yo, you're procrastinating because you're lazy, because you're weak. It's not it. Every man is supposed to be driven by a purpose if you have one. That's why someone who never worked hard, when he finds his purpose, he works 7 hours a day just for it. Like for example, me, for November, the last year, I went to the gym like for 6 hours, like for 2 weeks every day. But then I left again. Let's not talk about that. So what I discovered is this trauma thing. How to find it out if you have trauma chains. If you right now, if you think you're holding yourself back, you don't know what it is, everyone tells you something and you don't feel it, it's probably trauma chains, if you know what I'm saying. And these trauma things, what it is doing to you, it's like it's keeping you at the same mentality as you was at this trauma state. Like for me, it was fear. I had many things going on in my past, but let's use an example. Right, like my mom told me, like if you don't get good grades or if you miss one homework, I'm gonna send you back to your country. Like this primitive child fears if you, oh no, my mom doesn't love me anymore. Yeah, these kind of things turn actually into trauma, which is like, it's disgusting. But yeah, you need to dig in your past. Like for me, it was, think about it like this: the behaviors you did in the past, like the trauma response, dictate the rest of your life. So I'm here saying you need to dig, and what it means is like, actually, for example, if I was in as I was in ninth grade, I went to my mom crying like, I want to be the best at my grade. I want to be good, do a good high school graduation. And went went not so good. So if this reaction of my tears and my conviction out of nowhere, like never were that interested in school, it was from the fear of being judged by my mother. Like, you need to dig in your abnormal emotional states, but because there in your most emotional state you can trace back to trauma and why you do things you do, because logically you can do everything, but emotionally it is driven by trauma, I believe. So like if you get cheated on and you don't trust any girls, yeah, that's trauma. So do with that what you want. So when you figure it out, like for me it was fear. Let's say I have now discovered I am afraid or I want to meet my parents' expectations. Everything I do for up till this moment, it's to satisfy them. That's why I can't succeed with my own goals. Yeah, that's why when you find it out, what works for me, and I believe it will work for everyone who truly believes in it, is talk it out with your inner self, like God and Jesus and Yeshua, Mashiach. Talk to someone, to some spiritual being that you believe. I of course believe in Jesus Christ, the only true Savior. So yeah, talk it out with God. Confront your traumas, give it up to Him, and He will show you what to do with it. For me, it took kind of long to realize what my trauma and my things that hold me back. But once I did, damn, it felt good. So if you're here stuck, do not know what to do, what your future looks like, I'm like in the same boat, bro. It is what it is. Talk it out with God. He is the one who can help you. He may fix things in a way you don't want them, like not so fast or too slow, but He will. I believe it. It took me 7 months and I struggled with it. I prayed for patience. And I believe it turned out well. Let's see. So yeah, find your trauma response, like what messed you up as a kid. Trying to reason it out, to logic out your emotions. Once you do, don't become depressed. Talk it out with God. Because only God can save us. So I hope that helped you. I hope you feel better. I hope you now dig in your past and find out what holds you back. For me, it was fear. Maybe it is for you something else. I don't know. Yeah, man. Spread love and be kind. Okay, see you next time.